Black power, elder. Black power.
Black
Elder, your line is breaking up. Elder, your line is breaking up.
Is this better?
Yeah. We can hear you, but it seems like your video is freezing. I guess you're just in a bad area.
I moved it. Can you hear me? Or am I still freezing?
The image is frozen, but we can hear you. But it's just spotty. But we did hear you though.
Okay, so should I proceed?
See, the last part of your sentence there kind of broke up. I mean, it was straight for a little while.
Well, I don't know what else to do. When we get out and get back in?
No. Just stay right there. It's better than what you had. So I mean, it's clear, coherent. We can make out what you're saying. You know, it ain't that broken up. So it's all
good. I'm gonna take it as yes. This elder Jabu, the international ambassador.
Brother Desert Eagle.
Yes, what's up?
You set it off, brother.
Now?
Yes, sir.
Well, first of all, I'm honored that Malik even asked me to speak on this platform to address the people about pretty much sense of awareness. Hold on. All right, the host asked me to start my video. I was actually driving, coming from work and everything, so I'll do that out of respect so people can see that it's actually me speaking. There's many concerns that's going on right about now. As you all know, we're in a state of emergency. But before I get to I guess you could say the nook and cranny of everything that I want to say, First of all, I want to say I'm thankful for being a part of this movement. And in the last few years of being a part of this, I've gotten a chance to ascend to a level where I sit down with some of the key figureheads in this thing, and I gotta say, man, it's a powerful movement and very powerful people, man, just getting together for the interests of our people to turn this thing around. That's what revolution means, is to turn this thing around. And I know sometimes it looks a little grim. Like, what are we doing? Where are they at? And to be honest with you, even myself, I first prided myself on laying low. I never wanted to be seen. Nobody knew who I was. I was part of INFACT. And all my people would tell you, I wanted to stay low. I wanted to stay in the shadows, but it's come to a point where I had to rebuke myself and say, you know what? No more hiding. No more hiding, because what these people are doing to us are blatant. It's bold, it's fearless, it's nonchalant, and it's very disrespectful. I mean, these guys literally come into our communities by themselves, walking and doing their slaughters. There's not even any fear. They don't even worry about any of us doing anything. There's another video going on right now. A white man, I mean, giving his sister the case of the beets in a grocery store. No fear. They don't see us in the position of being humans. We have already argued that case throughout history, even to try to be considered as equal human beings with them. There is a level of disrespect and disdain that they have for us that is blatant. And what we need to do is stop playing. I remember I was on a Zoom call one time with some leaders in the movement. And I was showing them what I was doing in my house, stocking up things and groceries and all kind of things like that. And they was like, wow, Desert, you serious? And I was like, y'all not? If we all believe that this thing is going to wrap up in a way that's going to mean our detriment, if you have not engaged in any level of prepared, then I don't believe that you believe it's coming. Even for us that in the faction of militia, if we really want to be militia, then our people, when these atrocities come, we should have an answer. We should have an answer to this. This shouldn't be this, I mean, fearless approach that we can go into a Black community by ourselves, a teenager, by themselves, and have absolutely no fear of the entire community doing nothing. That shows that we missed the mark. We missed the mark, and we need to do something about it. Now, I'm not saying that we need to go ahead and engage war. A respected brother and general in the organization did a call. Babu, salutes to him. And he said that our communities, we need to start training up our communities. Everybody in our communities should be skilled, hands and hardware, straight up and down. Straight up and down, from the eldest to the youngest. We need to have our communities trained up. Offer some, look, some people don't have the money, gas prices are high, whatever. Listen, sometimes just donate your skill. Hey, look, y'all, let's just all meet somewhere. Y'all just come out. Bring granddaddy's old Roscoe, whatever you got, this, that, and other. Let us teach you how to use this thing so that the community will stand at a position of absolute defense. There should be a level of reconsideration and fear before they even dare do this again. I mean, we all like, yo, we can't believe that this happened. We can. These are the same people that used to hang us, burn us, and have the whole town come and watch us die. They don't see us. They don't care to see us. And no disrespect for those who want to go this route, but I'm not with politics. I don't believe in planting one of us that got white consciousness to represent us in their system. I don't care about that. I don't care about elected officials, just that's their way of doing things. I'm not with that. That's not me. Hey, there's different divisions and different levels of this fight. If that's the way you want to fight, more power to you. That's not where I'm at. But the reason why I believe a lot of us won't engage or won't do anything while we'll whip out our phones and everything, this, that, and the other, is because we haven't prepared for that fight. I was in the infantry. And one of the things that they taught us, every time the balloon went up, for those who are in the service, you understand what I'm talking about, and we was about to be deployed, the first thing they had us do was take care of the issues of life. Your entire life, in order for you to be effective on the battlefield, your entire life is the cares of it, the bills, this, that, and the other. That's for somebody else to handle. We need you on the battlefield clear to engage what's before you. So we need to start, get some life insurance. This should be nobody in this fight having to go fund your departure. There's a business of life and a business of death. Get your affairs in order. That way you are free and clear to engage in the battles that are before us. We should not have any faction of militia, gun club, this, that, and other members that are not positioned that if they have to be called to duty, they can't do so with a free and clear mind. Who gonna pay my car note? Man, I've been meaning to put a will together. No, get your life in order, both now and when it's lost. That way you will be memorialized knowing that your affairs, you can rest in peace. This thing is gonna require at some level. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, it may not be 5 years from now, but somewhere along the line, y'all see the temperature? It's rising. But if you ain't got your life in order, you ain't prepared to die. And if you ain't prepared to die, you ain't prepared to fight. And that's just real spit. We have got to get our affairs in order so that way we are free and clear to engage. That is a tactic that the military, you are not getting on that C-130 without everything. Power of attorneys, life insurance, who getting a check, this, that, and the other. Grandma getting 10%, mama getting 30%, my brothers and sisters, whatever, all of that. Your life is took care of. Your life is put in order so you can be free to engage. I can't stress that enough. There was a time we was about to go, I was part of MFAC, and I remember GMJ put out an all call, and he told me, he says, listen, we're about to do something that historically has never been done. He said, I'm actually challenging somebody that sit in the upper echelons of US government. And he told me, he says, listen, I don't want anybody coming. He said, I don't want anybody coming that's afraid. He says, make sure your people are together. I had a Zoom call, put everybody, and I said, listen, this may be the one, y'all. We don't know. Yeah, it was permitted and this, that, and the other. People, whatever. But the fact of the matter is, I said, listen, y'all, just in case, spend the time with your family that you got to and get your house in order. Nobody in my unit, if something was to break off, we ain't go funding no fucking body because we got our shit together. And I get it. Sometimes this work gets tiring. It does. I've talked to a lot of people of different ranks, high and low, and everybody in between, down, change, whatever. And many are expressing a level of exhaustion with this. Not the fight against the enemy, but the fight within from us. It's sad when we put our lives on the line and are willing to, and our very own community don't support us. We shouldn't be in jail, locked up, and this, that, and the other for 6, 7, 8 months and ain't got $1,000 on the books. Our people, we have to learn to start supporting one another in this. All we got is us. And for anybody that want to call me to the mat, trust me, I got plenty of people will tell you I've put out tens of thousands of dollars out of my pocket for my people in this work. And for other people's units, I've done it because I'm about the business of this. I've done a disservice in some ways. Again, my personal rebuke is staying in the shadows. But I'm making a personal commitment right now for everybody that can hear my voice. This is me, DE. I've been on my square from the very beginning. I ain't never leave my post. As a soldier, I will guard everything within the limits of my post and will not leave my post until I'm properly relieved. Yeah, I know the general orders for those who serve. So I'm still here, but this time I'm going to be more out. I'm out. I'm outside, y'all, and I want to join with you. I'm a resource man. I'm a physically fit man. I'm a skilled man, and I'm a man about that action. I'm there with you, but we're going to have to do it together. My people here in Georgia, us by ourselves, no, you there in Florida, California, Tennessee, whatever, you can't do it by yourself. This is a collective work. One of the things Malik said in the conversation that we had, he says, you know what? All that marching, those of you who are 2A advocates did, it was positive, and did something as long as you was in an environment pretty much that was permissible to your level of outrage. Meaning, we had permits in states where they allowed you to carry. But as he pointed out to me, this happened against our people in Buffalo. What you 2A people going to do now? What you going to say? Well, we can't go there and be for our people because it's not permitted by law that we defend them. See, somewhere along the line, there's going to have to be a stand made regardless of permissions or not. That's just the bottom line. It's just is. They're playing for keeps, and we're still trying to color within the lines. Somewhere along the lines, it's going to have to get dirty. You can't get into a fight hoping that you don't get scuffed. That's part of the process. You're going to have to scrape them knuckles. You're going to have to scrape that skin. It's going to happen. I used to box, and one of the things they train. I was trained to get hit, to take the hit and give them back. You're going to have to get dirty. We can't always be permitted to do, ask permission to let our outrage be heard, be policed on how they don't care. And it's sooner or later, we're just going to have to do. Now, I'm not saying what we should do on this line, but the truth of the matter is, it's time to start doing. We're going to Tulsa. I mean, not Tulsa, I'm sorry, the Devil's Punch Bowl. And I so look forward to that. And any of you, all of you that can go there and be there and stand with us in unity, the big word solidarity, do so. Get your funds together. You got a whole month. Some of us blow triple the cost that we're going to spend to get there on foolishness, Jordans, weed, and all kind of other stuff. Like, come on, let's be purposed about it. All right, let's be purposed about being there together. No, we don't all ideology-wise see everything the same or want to go about it the same. Again, military analogy. I was a ground foot soldier, 11 Mike, meaning I was just an 11 Bravo that got a ride half the way. Then after that, I beat my feet on the pavement, in the sand, in the gravel, and everywhere else. Then you got 11 Charlies, and mortars, and artillery, this, that, and other. You got supply, whatever. We all part of the same thing. We all part of the same thing. Okay, this brother want to do it more political. Hey, more power to you. This one want to do 2A. This one just want to train. This one just want to do survival. This one want to do rescue, whatever. But it's all for the interest of our community. Why can't we just work together? Why can't we just work together? Let's just work together, bring it in, whatever, man. I don't give a damn what it is. We all got the same damn enemy and are gonna meet the same damn fate. So who gives a damn whether or not they not with the shits like we are, so I can't rock with them. Why not? You need the support elements. Hey, you think we was out there in the infantry for 30, 45 days with no shower? We was glad to see those who came in and gave us some potable water to wash our ass. They wasn't part of the fighting group. The cooks wasn't out there with us in the bush, but they brought us our food every day. They were still part of the support. So we need to just respect one another's callings and operations in the collective works of working for our communities. I have no issue with not a single person in this entire movement, nor have I ever. Only time things went public, one time the little fallout that I had with GMJ, and that's it. But for my brothers in this, whatever, hey man, I respect all of y'all. I'm willing to work with all of y'all. I will go in my pocket before you do for anything. My record is clear. Y'all already know what it is. All right, I just want this thing to work. If it sounds like I'm a little bit passionate, whatever, I am. Because even at a time like this, unfortunately, there are still some that carry art in their heart against others and differences and this, that, and the other. But guess what? Our people need us. So I'm gonna wrap this up and I'm gonna pass it on to the elder. But I'm gonna say this: if y'all need me, I'm there. I'm outside. I did a lot of things under the cover of the shadows that help movements move. And now that I'm outside, sky's the limit. Holla at me. I'm here for you. I bullshit you not. And again, ask around. They'll tell you. Desert is real. He for real. I'll open up my home, open up real quick. True story. When I was called and asked by GMJ to be in Atlanta, to be over Atlanta first, he wanted me to over the chapter, then he wanted me over the state. And he told me the first meeting that I had, he told me pretty much be careful about the trust, COINTELPRO, this, that, and the other. But I understood that the only way people could respect leadership was the first showing that you're not afraid of them. And what I did, my first meeting, I had it in my house. I didn't know none of these people from no fucking, but I had to show my brothers and sisters, I stand with you and I'm not afraid of you. Shit, I got a house full of fucking guns. I'm ready for it if it go down, and I could fight. So I wasn't scared. But I had to show my people, like, look, I'm accountable to you, and I'm not afraid of you. I embrace you. I embrace this fight. I embrace this leadership. Let's do it together. And there's a lot of leaders that are passionate that same way. So please, brothers and sisters, brothers in arms, sisters in arms, brothers and sisters who want to support, brothers and sisters who are curious, make your way to the Devil's Punch Bowl. The advertisement, all the links and everything is on my brother Malik Zulu Shapaz's page. All the information I'm sure will be disseminated in this call as well. But we need you there. And even if you can't be there, start doing things in your communities where you band together and start training and getting prepared. Go for a walk in the park. Just start getting physically fit. Start getting physically fit, especially to my brothers in militia and calls, especially the people in Georgia. They already know. I'm always telling them, hey man, hey, y'all gotta get fit. Your body is the only vehicle that you have to take you to every destination you appointed for. Treat it right. Maintain it. All right? Because when it comes down to it, them bullets run out. And if you ain't got no squabble about you, there's death gonna come and meet you. All right? I'm with it. If you don't believe me, invite me to wherever you want, and I will train with you and show you my capabilities. I am not afraid. I've shown that already to anybody and everybody. I have invited people, come on down here. We got some space for you. You want to train somewhere? Come on. Come on. Don't come with no ignorant stuff, this, that, and the other, because I guarantee you, you will be, let's just say, talked to in the bush. But just come on. But I would end like this because I want to pass it on to my elder because I know he got a lot to say. The brother always drops his jewels of wisdom. But I'm just going to let it be made known like this. I am Desert Eagle. I am your brother. I am with the shits. I am in the fight. And I am ready whenever you are. Wherever you are. I will come to wherever you are and stand with you. No lie. I've proven that. My record is clear on that. I am with it. No fear here. All right. So with that, I pass it on to the elder. I thank you all for just giving me the time to hear what I got to say. Thank you, Malik, for allowing me the opportunity to address and introduce myself to the people. And anybody want to holler at me, I'll give out my information here in a little bit. Whatever, if you want to just interested, if you here in the Georgia area, whatever, holler. All right. I'm with it. Peace.
Black Pie, if you want to be the majority, you got to get with the new Black Panther Party under the stellar leadership of Dr. Malik Zulu Shabazz. He has deployed to Ukraine. He has deployed to India. He has deployed to Tanzania, which y'all know as South Africa. And he just deployed to Buffalo, New York. He said 10 dead, we can't go up in there and not have a presence and start to organize. And we were invited the invitation was just great. We spoke to several hundred people. Nazi Muhammad, Najee Muhammad, the Prince Najee, cut up. But they looking, they said, yeah, we like you and the elder, but where is the chairman? We want the chairman. Where is Dr. Malik Zulu Shabazz? We said he coming. If we want to be in the majority, we got to get with the new Black Panther Party under the leadership of Dr. Malik Zulu Shabazz. He's getting it done. And I don't like to talk numbers because they like to gauge your numbers by, or gauge your strength by the numbers that you use. So I don't like to talk numbers, but let me tell you, there was a line signing up saying that they wanted to be in the party. When we went to the restaurant, the waitress said, I want to be with the new Black Panther Party. When we went to the club, yeah, we went to the club, rub-a-dub-dub. We went to the club, and when we went into the club, the security officer signed up. When we were speaking, now watch this, Sandra Bland's mama left with Al Sharpton, and then was I'm telling you, if you got to get with the new party, I'm not going to be. We got to pick up the gun to put the on the run. When
Elder, your sound is coming in choppy. It sounds bad, brother. Ooh. We might have to chairman.
We lost him. We lost.
Yeah, the elders having connectivity issues.
All right. I'll take. He's fired up, brothers and sisters. I hope y'all listening. And why put me center screen, brother? Let's get right into it. Put me center screen, please. Black power, black power. I'm sorry we lost the elder. His phone is going in and out. Is he back?
His audio seems like it's trying.
You hear me clearly?
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, Ajabu, are you there?
Yes, I hear. Can you hear me?
You're kind of fading, but give it 1 minute. Give me your last 1 minute, then I'll come on. Come on.
Okay, here it comes. Baba Omawari. He says we cannot stop the surprise attack. This is a military specialist. He says, but what we can do is we can stop him from walking away in handcuffs. One bullet to the head.
Oh.
All right, that might be on. That'll be it. You can't hear him no more. Sorry. Okay, Mintu. It'll come to me now. You ready? Okay, bring me to the center. Black power, sisters and brothers, black power, those who are listening in the radio listening audience. My name is Malik Zulu Shabazz. I've come to you here now to give the State of the Black Nation address. State of the Black Nation address. So I want to start off by saying, giving honor to God, I bear witness that regardless to land, label, or language, is but one God. I thank God for all of the prophets of scripture and all the builders of original African civilization. But I could never thank our God enough for Harriet Tubman, Nat Turner, Sojourner Truth, Marcus Garvey, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Minister Malcolm X, Kwame Ture, known as Stokely Carmichael, Honorable Dr. Comrade Huey P. Newton, and every member of the Black Panther Party from Oakland. Thank God for everybody that has given their life for this cause, including my mentor, the man that taught me I would be nothing. I thank you, Elder Ajabu, for everything you said, but I want to be clear before I go forth that I would be nothing. I'm just a student at Howard University until I met DJ King Paris, until I met a bold, bald-headed Black man named Khalid Abdul Muhammad. And I met a leader by the name of Louis Farrakhan. And because of my meeting with those two men and becoming involved with those two men, I'm here to attempt to carry on this struggle. So in their names, Khalid, the ancestors, and the Honorable Khalid Muhammad, I say Black power, assalamu alaikum, Hotep, free the land, and all Black laws for all Black people. I want to thank the Central Committee of the new Black Panther Party and all of the leaders that are working for our common cause at this time. I also want to thank the staff at Black Lawyers for Justice for fighting for on the front lines and for those behind bars right now. I want to thank the other leaders that have come on. I want to thank Brother Desert Eagle. I want to thank the sisters and brothers of the Black Power Coalition, the Black Power Militia. I want to thank General Ghazi. I want to thank everybody who I'm probably going to talk about in the course of the next 45 minutes. I want you to listen carefully. I won't be long, but I must be strong. I'm going to get right to the points. So I want to start off here. The book of Ecclesiastes in the 3rd chapter says, to everything there's a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones, a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace, a time to refrain from embracing. A time to get, a time to lose. A time to keep, a time to cast away. A time to rend, a time to sow. A time to keep silence, a time to speak. A time to love, a time to hate. A time of war and a time of peace. Written from the Bible, which my teacher, Khalid Muhammad, has told me is a Black history book from one cover to the other. And if we read it carefully, we will gain some clues and keys here tonight. My sisters and brothers here, we gather in a moment of pain. So we must start with a moment of silence, because we are alive and we can breathe. But our brothers and sisters, our elders and mothers in Buffalo, New York in specific, have been slain and murdered by wicked white supremacists. But out of their memory and out of their cause, let's meditate for a quick moment of silence and let's think about why we're here as we think about our brothers and sisters, elders and mothers in Buffalo. All right. What time is it? It's a critical and a crucial time for us as Black people in what we call the Black nation, the state of the Black nation. The Black nation consists of all of the peoples of the Black population, wherever they are scattered throughout the bounds of the 2,000 by 3,000 miles of North America. That's where the Black nation is. And that's who the Black nation is. They are all of us original people, wherever we are in this colonized nation, split, scattered, and divided in the so-called ghettos or the Bantustans of America, yet as scattered as we are, I must emphasize to you that we are a nation. We are a nation. And I want to be clear before we get started, the only true peace that we're going to have is through a nation of our own. The only true peace that we will have from our oppressors and our enemies is a state, nation, and territory of our own. And in the course of what I'm going to describe will give you some of the steps by which we are taking to get there. We are going somewhere. Some of you want to ask, well, where y'all going? And some of y'all say, this is my last march. And some of y'all got doubts and pessimism. And so we as leadership have an obligation to come to you to explain where we are and where we're going, because we need strong leadership in this hour. We cannot have weak leadership. We cannot have spineless leadership. We cannot go around the same circles over and over again, the same circles over and over again, chasing the same issues. We must have progress. Every round, we must get higher and higher. That's why I'm on the scene today. That's why I'm here to help this process. So let's get into it. Our people, we were attacked. A dog, a devil in human form named Gendron, this little white beast, have come into the top supermarket in Buffalo with an automatic weapon, and he has annihilated, massacred, and gunned down 10 of our people, including elderly women and elders. That's a hell of a damn wicked and criminal act. Also, as we look around, not only is the devil, the white man, killing us, but the Black man and the Black woman are on a killing spree against themselves. Not only are the Black man and the Black woman on a killing spree against themselves, even inside of the Black movement, there's plenty of disagreement, fussing, and confusion amongst the groups that are supposed to be leading us out of this condition. We live in a hell of a country. This is the United Snakes of America. It's not the United States of America, it's the United Snakes of America. The Bible prophesizes America in this day and time. You read in the Bible of an ancient Babylon, but it speaks of a modern Babylon. You read of an ancient Babylon that had its ships in the waters of every port to intimidate every nation, but that was an ancient Babylon, or what they call baby Babylon. The modern Babylon, or the mystery Babylon, is right here where we live and reside in the United States of America. This is a modern Babylon. This is a modern Sodom and Gomorrah. This is a modern wicked nation oppressing a modern chosen people. It's not something that you got to read about from 4,000 or 2,000 or 6,000 years ago. The book is being carried out right now. America is a modern Sodom and Gomorrah. I don't give a damn how much you care about your country. I don't care if you're in the military or the ex-military. God damn America. Did you hear what I said? God damn America. Because America has killed us by the millions. America has robbed us by the millions. America, England, and the white nations of the world have robbed the black man and the black African all across the 196,940,000 square miles. She's raped and robbed and pillaged and colonized and imperialized all of our people, original and indigenous, on the 57,255,000 square miles of land. And the tentacles of this beast, this devil, have reached all across the 139,685,000 square miles of water. I might not be heard after this broadcast. They might cut my Facebook off. They might cut it all off because, God damn it, from the book of Ecclesiastes, it says it's a time to love and it's a time to hate. And we need some more hate teaching in the United States of America. Because if you don't hate what the hell is going on out here, you got a damn problem. And if you still twerking your ass out here with what's going on and bending your ass over like a dog showing the crack of your ass in front of this world with what's going on, and we at war with you too. If you got more goddamn concern about black people killed and murdered, and you think Kevin Samuels dying is more important than that, or if you think sports or entertainment or basketball is more important than the life and death struggle of black people, then goddamn it, we at war with you too. Black power, to you who are listening. Now, let's take a step further. This is a modern Sodom and Gomorrah. You have every bit of wickedness that you can imagine going on in America. Man laying with man, man licking with man, woman laying with woman, woman licking with woman. Outright murders, rapes of children, all types of immorality and indecency coming up out of America. And say we be like Lot. Say we be like Lot, trying to find a few, trying to find 50, trying to find 40, trying to find 30. If the book is correct, God is going to destroy the United States of America. God damn it, if God destroyed Babylon, according to the scripture, if God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, according to the scripture, then America, as Malcolm X said, America, as Minister Malcolm said, on God's judgment list. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad is right. Am I back on? Keep me on right here. Honorable Elijah Muhammad is right. America is set for divine judgment and chastisement. America is going to burn for 310 years and take 690 years to cool off. According to what I was taught by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, that God would light the atmosphere on fire over the skies of America. Why? Because of you. You are the people of the book. You are the lost who is now found. You are that sheep that have been lost. You are the choice of God. You are the only people that have been robbed and in the land that they're not their own for over 400 years. You are the object of hatred. You are the object of murder. You are the object of the destruction of the wicked architects of this world. It's you, black man and woman, right here, of America and the Western Hemisphere and all of our people all over the planet who are listening. We are the despised and the rejected, and it is our time. I shall never give up my belief that we are the despised and the rejected and the choice of God, and this is our hour, and that God has come. God has come in the midst of us to deal with this enemy. And I know our hearts are hurting and our hearts are in pain right now. And we must have an answer. Justice. What is justice? With 10 of our elders and mothers about to have their funeral, some had them. Blood strewn all over the top supermarket. What is justice? Justice, as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad says, is the reward or penalty according to one's own doing. Justice, according to this legal system, is what's required when you commit an evil act. Now, this white supremacist devil named Gendron has been arrested with kid gloves, as is, kid goddamn gloves, and he's arrested. I'm assuming he's under protective custody. He would need to be. Because from what I heard, I'm not involved in it at all. I heard that behind bars, there's an order. This is what I heard, that behind bars, that there's an order to take his ass out. And I heard that from behind bars, from what I'm hearing, that the word is spreading throughout the prisons of America, that this devil Gendron has started a race war. This devil Gendron penetrated the heart of our elders. But goddamn it, he left his rear exposed. He left his flanks exposed. And he left his white ass exposed. All throughout the prison systems in the bounds of America, white prison guards that are on the other end of this. All throughout the jails and the prison systems where they have our brothers locked down everywhere. From what I'm hearing, they saying if it's a race war, bring it on, because it's going to be a lot of enemies dying out here. From what I heard, I ain't have nothing to do with it. I just heard that the word was given out in the prison system. Black power. This one white man being on trial, even if convicted, even if sent to the death penalty, I'm sorry, that would not be justice. Him being arrested, I'm so sorry, that would not be justice. The Holy Quran says, and there's life for you in retaliation. O you who have understanding, so you may guard against evil. Holy Quran said there's life for you and I in retaliation. Now, I'm not saying this myself. I know that this broadcast is being listened to, it's being monitored to, it's being transcribed, it may be repeated somewhere, so I must be clear in everything I say. I'm speaking with passion, but I want to be clear about what I'm saying, because I'm going to stand behind what I'm saying. Quran says there's life for you in retaliation. From what I'm hearing, the brothers on the street are saying, the brothers are saying that this one man being prosecuted is nowhere near justice for the 10 people he killed. And that if he took 10, then he got to give 10. And if they took 10 lives, they got to give 10 lives. That's justice. The Black Messiah, Jesus say in the scripture, as a man soweth, Jesus say, that shall he also reap. Well, he took 10, and from what I'm hearing on the streets, he got to give up 10. That's from what I'm hearing. From what I'm hearing, they saying that's the only way this gonna stop. That when we see 10 lives taken, we got to see 10 lives taken on the other end fast. That's what I'm hearing. From what I'm hearing, that's the new standard of justice. That's what they're saying out there in the streets. I've been out there. You've been out there too. Have you heard that? Have you heard what I'm saying out there, brothers and sisters? Now, I don't want to hear that the Black man is a coward and he can't do it because Nat Turner comes out our ranks. Micah Johnson comes out our ranks. Dorner comes out our ranks. Dessalines comes out our ranks. And it's a lot more that will come out of our ranks. We are not a punk people. This devil comes from Conklin, New York, about 200 miles outside of Buffalo. And he said he targeted the nearest zip code with the most Blacks, and that's where he went to launch his vicious and deadly attack. Where does this devil come from? Where does this devil's base camp? Who trained this devil? What kind of a backup does he have? Did his daddy train him? Did his mama train him? Did his daddy know what he was thinking? Did his mama know what he was thinking? Is in fact the location he came from a white supremacist base camp? They should have it. If they got it, if you got it right now, you should put the information up in the chat room. That goddamn New York Post article, you should put it in the chat room. And if you came from, and if you're one of our investigators, I want to thank Umoja Ajabu, our elder. I want to thank him. And I want to thank Minister Najee Muhammad, our national prime minister. I want to thank them for conducting the first initial investigation into this atrocity in Buffalo. I want to thank them for investigating and traveling 200 miles to Gendron's house. And now I want them to put the goddamn pictures of this cracker's house in the chat room and put the address in the damn chat room and put them pictures from the New York Post. Renee, if you're there, you can screenshot it. You can screen it and clip it. Put the pictures of this devil's family in the damn chat room, and in the chat room is family, the house, and the address, because this is public information by the New York Post, and this is evidence that this man comes from a white supremacist base camp. Base camp. Now, in the gang world that I know, this is the gang world I know about. If you go and kill a whole family of rolling 60s, they gonna come back and kill a whole family of 8-tray gangsters. If it is found that the 83rd Street Crips have traveled over off Van Ness and 63rd Street and then killed one of the rolling 60s mamas, and families. You better believe within a certain period of time, a whole family of A-Tray gangsters who was tied to that murder or wasn't even tied to it is finna get killed. That's the way we do each other, don't we? When the Bloods to get ready to kill, they killing everything that's crippled. When the vice lords and the gangster disciples is really at it in Chicago, they killing everything on the other side. What I heard on the streets when the white man kills up is, this is what I'm hearing, not what I'm saying. I'm not saying this at all. But I'm heard that brother said this shit gonna stop when they kill your whole goddamn family. Your whole goddamn family gonna get wiped out. Fucking with us. That's what I heard. It's not what I'm saying, it's only what I heard. You heard that too, didn't you? You heard when Malcolm X said that when a snake bites your child, when a snake bites your child, you don't have to find the snake with blood on its jaws. Any old snake will do. This dumbass boy went and killed and murdered our people, but he left white folks exposed every goddamn way. You say, oh, what are you saying? What are you saying, brother Sherman? What are you saying, brother Malik? This is gonna start a race war. This is gonna start a race war, fool. The race war already started. The race wars began. We just losing and ain't fighting back. The race wars already began. Long ago began, 500 years ago, every goddamn day, the race war has been on. We just haven't been fighting back. You know, we've talked a lot about self-defense. Self-defense is our mandate. Personal self-defense is our mandate. Group self-defense is our mandate. Community self-defense is our mandate. We're gonna talk about that. But armed struggle is what's happening. Malcolm X says that a revolution is bloody. A revolution overturns and overthrows everything that gets in its path. The law says that you can't have a gun if you're a felon. The law says that in this state you can have one, in that state you can't have one, in this state you can apply for one, in that state you can't. Shit, Malcolm X was a felon. You see him with that M16. The white man is the real felon. You know, there's a such thing as white law, as my teacher taught me, white law and black law. White law and black law. White law is the American Federal Criminal Code. White law is the American State Criminal Code across the 50 states or snakes. Black law is what God gives us. Black law is God's direct message to man. You see, there's some things tonight that I can say, or I can tell you that I heard said. I'm very limited as a man and as a law-abiding American citizen. You hear what I'm saying? I'm nothing. I'm just an attorney at law and a law-abiding American citizen. But God can speak to you from a much higher level of consciousness than I ever could. And when you hear God talking to you and God speaking to you, that will be higher than Malik Zulu Shabazz, Desert Eagle, Nick Bezel, Babu Omawale, Najee Muhammad, Moon Tikala, anybody out there. Because when God talks to you and tells you to move, nobody can stop you. Black power, When God tells you to pick up the gun, nobody can stop you. When God tells you to defend yourself, nobody can stop you. Black power. Now y'all listen to me good tonight. I want you to listen to me real good tonight because I'm knowing what I'm saying. I won't be on long. I know I got nurses coming behind me. Nurse, don't get scared. Just be prepared to come on next. We talk about emergency wound care and trauma care. And I got the survival team coming on, talk about how to survive in mass shooting and how to disarm these shooters and all of that. We're talking about the Buffalo Massacre, the state of the Black nation, the time and what must be done. Time to love, a time to hate. Time for peace, a time for war. Now, let's take it a step further. The laws of Ma'at talk about reconciliation. Ma'at teaches us truth, justice, harmony, order, balance, and reciprocity. Reciprocity. Retaliation. I don't know. I'm not telling you to retaliate. I'm asking you. Is retaliation the remedy? Is this the only way that the white man is really going to take us seriously and America going to take us seriously? Is it going to come down to outright random retaliation anywhere in America for this to end? From what I'm hearing, I'm only hearing it. From what I'm hearing, and brothers in these streets and in these hoods are pissed off. Black power? That white man may have penetrated into that supermarket in Buffalo. God damn it, he left his white supremacist base camp exposed. He left his goddamn family flanks exposed. He left crackers exposed everywhere. Tactically. Black power? Now, the duty of a Panther is to be militant. The duty of a Panther is to be always engaged in war for the hearts and minds of African people while carrying oneself in a disciplined and orderly fashion. What is the duty of the Black Panther in this hour? Follow these instructions and hear what we're saying and hear what we're not saying. But if you're going to be in the new Black Panther Party and any of these other groups, all of us are going to be called to account for what we preach and what we believe and what we say. This is not no photo op. This ain't no fashion show. This ain't no Facebook show. This ain't no Instagram show. This ain't no popularity contest. This is a real life and death struggle. And it's time to get out if you ain't for real about this. You either in or out for life. You in or out for life. Now, bear with me for 15 more minutes. 15 more minutes. I think you hearing, I'm just reporting the news. I'm reporting the news out here in the hills of America. Brother Eldridge Cleaver said, we must intensify the liberation struggle. Brother Eldridge Cleaver teaches us that we must intensify the liberation struggle. We must intensify the liberation struggle in this hour. Self-defense is one level, but armed struggle No people have ever gotten free without armed struggle. No people have gotten free without taking radical action to achieve their aims. Before I go get further, I want to talk up to my people about self-determination. I want to talk to all of my folks that are in what I call the self-determination sector, because you have some good points and you have some points from some of you that I want to briefly address. You are correct in the self-determination sector. We believe in self-determination too. That's what Black Power is. That's what Black Power means: complete control of our lives, our human rights, our power to defend, define, develop ourselves into a nation of our own, free of this colonial oppressive enemy. We want to be clear. We are not just running around in circles. I know I'm not. I'm too old for that and done for that. We are not here to have events or to have marches for the sake of doing it. No. We are not just proceeding on aimlessly without a purpose and without a cause, nor are we blind to the reality of America and what we face in America. We understand that justice coming out of America probably will never truly be done. The white man was not made to give us justice. America is dominated by a white majority for now. And going around in the same colonial circumstances will not work. We must have self-determination. We believe, as our 10-point program in the new Black Panther Party states, that we must have a separate territory of our own, a United Nations supervised plebiscite, a vote to determine our national destiny. That's in the 10-point platform. And we believe in a separate territory of our own because our 10-point program and our teacher, Khalid Muhammad, taught us, and his man and our brother, who we are here in the name of tonight, the Honorable Hashim Nzinga. They teach us that the white man is absolutely disagreeable to live with in peace. And I'm teaching you that the white man is absolutely disagreeable to live with in peace, and that separation is the best and the only solution. That sovereignty is the best and the only solution. That land and territory of our own is our best and only solution. That I agree with the Honorable Silas Muhammad that we must have reparations and separate land and territory of our own. We agree with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. If Louis Farrakhan is teaching separation, then we agree with him. We agree with Mario Baddelli, the Republic of New Africa, all of them. Separation is where we driving for. Whatever we doing, whatever we rallying for, whatever we organizing for, ultimately is to gather and garner our people into stronger organizations in our movement so we can ultimately move towards self-determination, separation, and a nation of our own. Because that's in the book. In the book, the Israelites didn't remain in bondage. They went after a land of their own. It didn't happen 400 years ago. It's going to happen today. They didn't stay in Babylon. They didn't stay in Sodom and Gomorrah. They didn't stay in what the book calls Egypt. Neither are we to stay in America. But it's a process to get the hell out of here and to get what they call self-determination. So to end on this point, I have been in discussions with Miss Elena Porter, who is one of our top human rights advocates in this country. And I'm in discussions with her right now And all of you who believe in self-determination, I want to tell you right now that I'm not your enemy and we're not your enemies, and I'm not your problem and we're not your problem. I know you're frustrated at this white man, but the way you gonna get there is by coming close to us. Come closer. Because what we have is for the self-determination advocates and attorneys, and I'm one of them. I'm going to be working close with Ms. Porter on tribunals against the U.S. government. I'm going to be working close with advocates in the self-determination community to try as best we can through international methods, any methods we can, by any means necessary, as Malcolm X says, to gain full self-determination for our people. Whatever the procedures are, whatever nations we unite with, whatever we have to do, we are part of the process, not an enemy to the process. Every member of the new Black Panther Party will sign on to a declaration for self-determination. Every member of the new Black Panther Party will withdraw their consent to be governed. We never gave our consent for this white man to govern us anyway. We'll go on paper with it. Every leader that I know in the Second Amendment movement, the Black Power movement, any kind of movement, every movement or person I know or a part of, I will offer it to the process of self-determination and convince them to sign on for self-determination. And this idea of self-determination does not have to remain limited amongst a few. It can spread to the masses. We are not your enemies. We are the friends. We are to team up in this hour. And so our doors are open. Now, the Holy Quran says, I'm coming to a conclusion. I don't know what time it is. Anyway, stand by, Nurse Asatu. I know you nervous, Black woman, but stand by, nurse. Stand by, Brother Elijah. Holy Quran say, when an unrighteous man brings you news, look carefully into it, lest you harm a people in ignorance and be sorry for what you did. Say, when an unrighteous man brings you news, look carefully into it, lest you harm a people in ignorance and be sorry for what you have done. The civil procedure codes, the federal codes of civil procedure, and other state codes of civil procedure, the rules of evidence, warn you against hearsay. Hearsay is saying something that somebody else said, saying something you heard somebody else say, or that you heard somebody say that they heard somebody say. Double hearsay, as we say in the courtroom. Now, I got to let you know this. I have never claimed to be the strongest man out here, the boldest man. I've never claimed to be any of that. I am on a mission. I do have confidence in a purpose. Okay, so a liar and a mischief maker said that the AK-47 that I had in Tulsa, Oklahoma last year was a toy gun. That's a lie. Normally, I don't address liars and punks, but I feel like I shouldn't have to tell anybody that, because I know for a fact, it was Commander Nick Bezel who checked my weapon in Tulsa. Because I wanted to be the first one when I showed up to go get my weapon checked. And I wanted to get my weapon checked because I respect Commander Nick Bezel. I respect Commander Omawale. I respect Commander Moon. I respect all of the brothers that train and do this for a living. They are Second Amendment practitioners. I never put myself out there like I was the biggest Second Amendment man or biggest gun man. That's not my role. I'm a leader, attorney, a minister. I can defend myself, and I'm the head of an organization that will defend itself and rising in self-defense. But I know when I meet those respected commanders that I want to let them know that their brother is for real. And I am for real. No matter how much, the Federal Bureau of Investigation and some little red top, pill top head want to be so-called Moore, talk shit, I will not turn around. And I am nobody's goddamn fraud. I may not be perfect, but I'm Khalid Muhammad's man. And you better believe if I'm Khalid Muhammad's man, and he done sifted and searched me through and told y'all that when he leaves and I'm the man that he's putting in charge, you better believe that that strong, wise man knew me, my strengths and my weaknesses. I will die for my people, kill for my people. I'll give it all up for my people. And so when you hear lies, just ask Nick Bessel. I'm marching with some goddamn toy gun. Now, what you're trying to do is you're trying to ruin me with the growing list of commanders that I have respect, that have respect for me. And you're trying to slow my momentum, which is not my momentum. It ain't got nothing to do with my momentum or our momentum. Whatever's going on now, it's God's will. If you see the new Black Panther Party on the rise today and Malik Zulu Shabazz on the rise today, it's God's will. It ain't got nothing to do with me because it wouldn't happen if God didn't permit it. Because I'm not even supposed to be on here right now. I don't have to be on here and I'm not supposed to be on here. I'm in my law office right now. Many of my law partners, they tell me, brother, you don't have to do that. They even tell me you shouldn't be involved in that. I've made my reputation. I've chaired the Panther Party. I'm respected by Black people all over the country. I ain't got to prove nothing. I ain't got to put on no uniform, put no stars and bars on. I ain't got to do none of that. But I'm doing it because God tells me to do it. And sometimes I don't even know why I'm doing it with all of the fussing and the cussing and the crazy. I'm sorry, I'm back. All the insanity in it. I don't got to take these kind of risks. I got to take these kind of risks. I done already made it out here. I live nice. Drive nice. Got what I need in life. Got a book out. Can lecture all over the planet. Got people calling me from all over, want me to take their cases. I ain't got to get down and do this kind of work no more when I've already done it. I'm doing this because God ordered me to do it. And so while I'm here on the planet, the small time that I have here on the planet, I want every other person to know, every other so-called competitor to know, I'm not your competition. I'm not a threat to anybody. I'm not to try to take over anything. I'm here to do what God told me to do, okay? And he told me, number one, coming to it, he told me, number one, to unite the new Black Panther Party. He told me that while Hashim Nzinga was sick and on his deathbed, he told me that everybody came and ate at the body of the Panther. told me that when I was the chairman in 2013 and passed it to my chief of staff and the true successor to the Panther Party, Hashim Benzinga, he told me to watch and see what happened. Now, one good thing that did happen in them 7 years was that the emergence of the Huey P. Newton Gun Club. I do want to say that that was a divine revelation. I've told Babu Omawale this, and I believe this. I believe that the Huey P. Newton Gun Club is a divine revelation. I believe that the training of General Babu and those that he's inspired, I believe he's inspired the Elmer Geronimo Pratt Gun Club. I believe he's inspired Anubis. I believe he's inspired this wave of training all the way down to Kwasi Asante. Babu Omawale is formerly of the new Black Panther Party, one of the best we ever had, ever will have. And what came to him through the Huey P. Newton Gun Club, I believe and accept as divine revelation. All of these other damn splits and splinters and NBPP taking letters and putting it in front of it and doing this and that, and you the baby new Black Panther Party and all of this other going on the computer, drawing up your logo and making you something new because you can't get along with the rest. God brings me back home. He brings the father of the house home. New Black Panther Party, we are one party. Y'all must come home, whether you like it or not. You must come home. Because we can't say that we're gonna stop gang violence and division in the Black community. And we running around here telling us Black people divided amongst ourselves. I have come to unite the house of the new Black Panther Party. I have come to bring some order and unity in my own way to this Black nationalist, Black power community. I will be loved by many and hated by some, and I shall not turn around. I am determined. I am determined. And it don't matter to me whether the enemy attacks increase or they come after me. It just makes no damn difference. I'm giving it all for my people. And then there is no retirement. Not for Malik Zulu. I'm dying on my post. I may not die as the chairman. There may be another chairman one day. Don't get no ideas. I'm a Panther for life. Bury me as a Panther. And then when you bury me with the red, black, and green, and bury me in my uniform. I am a zealot. Now, we come into Mississippi, as I conclude. We must as organizations, have a systematic and proactive response, although everything does not have to be systematic. We are going to have a systematic response, and part of our systemic response is in Mississippi. Hold one second. Getting kind of hot in here. Give me a minute. I don't want my phone to just go out. Anyway, let me stick right here. If it go out, Nurse, you on next. Nurse us. So let me get to it. In Mississippi, it's part of our response to Buffalo. And this is no game, it's no event, it's no photo op, it's part of our policy. Okay? So on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, there's sets of events that are designed to accelerate our movement forward and to bring about a remedy to this process, okay? On Saturday morning, June 18th, there's going to be a national self-defense training near Jackson, Mississippi. National Self-Defense Training. It will be spearheaded by the Black Coalition training expert, Kwasi Asante. I want you to put that in the chat. Kwasi Asante is spearheading it. We have also, as a co-trainer, one of the great tactical leaders in our movement, Amun Tekala of Anubis, whose tactical training and unit will be there. We're hoping to have Ashanti First from New York, critical state in this movement. Other expert trainers are coming. On Saturday the 18th, we want all of the militias, all of the commanders, and everybody to come be with us right near Jackson. Where near Jackson? You have to be registered to find out. And you can register by texting 202-699-1046 or contacting the defense officers of the Panther Party. I'm talking about National Minister of Defense, Darrell Hawkins, Deputy National Minister of Defense, Major Black. You can contact Adala, the National Chief of Staff, Adala Nzinga, or you can contact the National Ministers of Justice, Carlotta and Rodrigo. Contact the leaders in the Panther Party, Prime Minister Najib Muhammad, and others. Everybody, we have to join this training on Saturday morning at 8 o'clock. And we are in discussions, and I'm thinking that Brother Desert Eagle's gonna be there, and General Ghazi is gonna be there. And I know Najib Muhammad is gonna train on hand-to-hand combat. And I know the Health and Emergency Survival team of the Panther Party, Black Panther Emergency Survival Services, is gonna be there live doing emergency survival training and preparedness. I know that Najib Muhammad, who's a boxer, a former middleweight champion in Ohio, is going to be there teaching hand-to-hand combat. Because if you don't have a gun, you have to know how to knock somebody out in self-defense and even take the gun from the body of your enemy if you don't have one. Emergency training, self-defense, hand-to-hand combat training, expert pistol and rifle training, joining all the trainers together. That's what's happening on Saturday. And I have a vision. I'm hoping I can get this vision across, that all of these great trainers and groups will be able to tell Black America that we finna train as many of the 40 million as we can. As many of the 40 million as we can. I'm hoping to see Sisters of the Underground at this training too. Every formation welcome, everybody there. We want to train as many of the 40 million as we can and to let everybody know that the training program has been accelerated beyond your wildest imagination. Not just training for yourself, not just training for your family, not just training for your home and your group. I'm talking about training thousands, millions. I'm talking about going after who we going after Saturday afternoon in Grove Park in Jackson, Gang Summit, Street Tribe Summit, Street Tribe Summit. Hold on, I don't want this to run out. I can't afford to be running out. National Street Tribe Summit. If it go out, I'll come back on. National Street Tribe Summit in Grove Park, Saturday the 18th, from 12 noon until Grove Park in Jackson. It's on. Why? Why a gang summit? Why, Shabazz, would you bring the vice lords into this process? Why would you bring Crips and Bloods into this process? You're making mischief. You're causing us endangerment. You're doing things you shouldn't do. Shut up, fool. We need the street tribes. We need the rolling 60s. We need the conservative vice lords. We need the insane vice lords. We need the gangster, what they call gangster disciple growth and development. We need the rolling 60s. We need the in hoods. We need the rolling 30s. We need the Hoover Crips, Harlem Crips. We need the Pyrus. We need Blackstone, El Rukins. God damn it, I said it. Taco Wolverine Shakur, Black Riders Liberation Party, he agrees with me. Main C, Youth Against Gang Activity in Mississippi, he agrees with this. Brother Ngolo, Chief Ngolo, National Gang Truce Representative, Minister of Information for this Panther Party, they agree with this. It is the sick who need a doctor. It is the lost who need finding. Jesus in the scripture, in the book of Luke, tells us about the 99 sheep that were safe that he left. The 99 sheep that were safe that he left. And he tells us that he went after the one sheep that was lost. I'm here, we are here to work amongst the worst, so-called worst. The despised, the rejected, the ones that nobody wants. That's where God can be found. And I'm here to tell you that there's a righteous army out there. There's a righteous army out there called Vice Lord. Righteous army out there called El Rukin. Righteous army out there amongst all the sets of the Crips, Tennessee, Arkansas, California, New York, all over. Crips are our brothers. I said it before, I say it again. God damn it, if you're a Crip, the only one you should be crippling is crippling the goddamn cracker. And if you're a blood, the only blood to be shed is the blood of our enemies. But if the street tribes can unite with the Black Panthers, if the street tribes can get to be disciplined and get trained and get to know the Black Power Coalition and the Huey Newton Gun Club and the Black Panther Militia, and if the street tribes can get cleaned up and stand up and trained up, God damn it, we got a 1 million man army standing in our midst right now. We got 1 million man army. And I'm here to tell you I ain't got no control over it. But I'm here to tell you that there'll be some death angels amongst that army. Because there are some death angels out there in America that will cut your goddamn throat in a heartbeat, and you don't see them on the internet nowhere. They don't have no titles, they don't have no ranks, none of that. And they are there. All they have to do is hear the voice of God in their midst and love and care and calling them forth. There are warriors everywhere amongst our people. They just got to know that somebody cares and loves about them. And when it comes to these street tribes, it's not just for no event. It's on all over the country. No more killing each other. No more shooting each other. No more robbing each other. God damn it, if you got to do any of that in self-defense, do it to the goddamn enemy. All street tribes unite. All so-called gangs unite. Come on into unity with the new Black Panther Party. Not for purposes of crime, not for violating the so-called RICO Act, not for anything illegal, but for righteous purposes. If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves, pray, and seek forgiveness, I know I'm missing part of it, but then it says, I will heal. I will heal I will hear their cry and heal their land. Somebody put it in the chat room. I don't have my Bible out in front of me. But what's the book saying? The book saying that even if you have murdered another Black man, even if you have killed another Black person, God will forgive you if you go into total service for your people. Even if you have wronged Black people, Islam teaches us that you can be made right from doing wrong if you do deeds with your hands that make up for what you have done wrong with your hands. You can do bad deeds with your hands, but Allah will forgive you if you do good deeds with your hands. And that's what time it is. All street tribes unite. All roads lead to Grove Park in Jackson, Mississippi on June 18th. All those who want self-defense and who want to see a nation defend itself, meet us at the National Training Saturday morning. Sunday, on Friday, Commander Nick Bezel is leading us into Brookhaven for Occupy Brookhaven, Mississippi. Thank you, Mississippi. Thank you, Brother Patrick Alexander, for taking a stand in your state. Thank you, Brother Kamal Kareem of Mississippi and On the Move and Black Liberation Movement. Thank you for organizing all across the state in every area and every county of Mississippi. Thank you, Brother Chairman Lorenzo Sims, for standing up and organizing across Mississippi. Thank you, my brother Steve Harris, for being a brother who I just met, but I see God working in you, brother. Thank you for what you're doing for your people in this hour. Thank you, Brother Taylor Made, Brother Abdullah, Brother Taylor Made. Thank you for standing up in this hour. Thank you for Sister Sherelle Potts for standing up in this hour. Thank you, Vashawn Ferguson, all the brothers and sisters in Mississippi. We're not just with Mississippi for a day. We see Mississippi as the root of the new Black nation and Black nationalism coming forth. I'm from Mississippi. My family is from Mississippi. I'm a Mississippi man from Pike County. Ted Sutton on this line, bear witness. We grew up running on dirt roads and playing in rocks. Ain't no accident we coming back to Mississippi. On Sunday in Natchez, Mississippi, Brother Nick Bezel's been working hard. The gathering of the great armies. We have to reinvigorate and revive and push ahead the self-defense movement. Every Black man and woman with a gun in this country, we want to see you in Natchez, Mississippi, Sunday, June 19th. Every Black man and woman, if you don't care, we want to see you in the streets of Natchez with your brothers and sisters. It's a family affair at the Devil's Punch Bowl. Our people need to be revived. That's what a revival is for. Our people need to be convened. That's what a convention is for. Our people need to see self-defense and they need to see the gun and we need to see each other so we can get fired up. The self-defense movement must reach 1 million strong. The hell some of you talking about it's your last maneuver. It's your first damn maneuver. We have to keep moving and organize till we get an army of 1 million strong. Till we wake up these people 40 million strong and all 40 million strong say we tired of this system. We ready for self-determination. That's what we're gathering for. To reach our ultimate goal through tactical, concentrated, step-by-step moves towards the goal. Revolution is a process. It ain't just snapping and overnight. God damn it, you didn't get in this condition overnight and you won't get out of this condition overnight. And God damn it, I'm in the process and I believe that Desert Eagle is in it, Nick Bezel is in it, Omar Wally and the Huey Newton Gun Club is in it, and everybody else out there is in it. I know my brothers in the Fred Hampton Gun Club. I know you with it. And I know those who are under the leadership of A.J. Frazier and Pansock, I know you with it. I know the Sisters of the Underground, I know you with it. And I know my brother Nasir, Lion of Judah, I know you're with it. And God damn it, some of you may not like it either, but I don't care either. I still say free Grandmaster Jay and anybody in the NFAC. Because if this is some kind of crazy ass competition for attention, I don't want no parts of it. Black power, black power in this hour. We want to see you in Natchez on Sunday, June 19th. Because we need 1 million men. We need 1 million, 2 million under arms, well-trained. We just getting started. Gang truce, gang summits, street tribe summits all over America. Everybody, we need y'all to sign on to it. It's time now. Every Black Panther that I'm listening to, go after every street gang you can in every city of America. All praise is due to Allah again for all of those who are in the Panther Party, those that I've mentioned and I haven't mentioned. National spokesman Mikhail Muhammad, keep growing, brother. God bless you. This devil over here in that went in this gas station in Jacksonville and beat that Black woman in self-defense, he should have his ass beat. In self-defense, there's gonna have to be some ass whooped out here. There's gonna be some ass whooped out here in self-defense. Come, participate in the gathering of the great armies. We need you. Come, build up that Panther Party. Unite that Panther Party. Settle your differences. Cut the mess and the gossip out and get on the right point as we move towards Mississippi. Close ranks and let's get this thing right. And God bless you. I am the attorney at war. My name is Malik Zulu Shabazz. No, I have not lost my mind tonight. I'm speaking my mind. You call me in my law office tomorrow. I'll deal with your police case. I'll deal with your jail case. I'll deal with all of the paperwork. Paperwork. We can just deal with tons of paperwork. I'm here to do all of that. And I will do all of that, successful at doing that. But I'm a freedom fighter. I'm here to fight for my people, and I'll continue to do that. God bless the new Black Panther Party. God bless all of those who are fighting for Juneteenth in Mississippi. Bless every Black organization. Forgive me for any name I missed tonight. Forgive me for anybody that I didn't miss. Please don't be offended. I thank everybody that's helping in this hour. I want to bring to you now the Black Panther Emergency and Survival Services. We started some years ago, actually in 2005, a new Black Panther Party in its southern region went to New Orleans, Louisiana during Hurricane Katrina and rescued 2 busloads of brothers and sisters. Since then, we have been sporadic. We've done emergency preparedness around when the war in Ukraine and the nuclear threat heightened. We engaged in emergency preparedness. And now we're getting it together. Now through Black Panther Emergency Health and Survival Services, we are going to instruct you now on what to do if you're shot, what to do if you experience trauma. I got a professional nurse. Can you bring Asatu up here near me now? I want you to bring Asatu on near me now, and I want you to bring Brother Elijah from DC near me now on the screen. Oh, they done ended my video. Bastards. These bastards ended my video. Start me again. Start me again. Start me again, brother. They might have just jacked all my stuff.
Black Power.
I'm back. I'm live. I'm still live?
I can see you, Baba.
Okay, they say I'm still live. Okay, all right, I'm still live.
Yeah. Yeah,
All
you
right.
still live.
Okay, thank you. We didn't get cut off. All right, so look, can I see Asatu? Is Asatu on? Is my nurse on?
I don't see nobody by that name in the room.
Okay, hold 1 second.
Right now, you sharing the screen with brother
All right,
Elijah Divine.
Elijah from Washington, D.C. Elijah from Washington, D.C. Is he on? Is he ready?
He's
Black
sharing the
Power.
screen with you.
All right, you're going to have to go now. My nurse got nervous. She's never been on a broadcast before. She says that she's going to be in the training on the 18th, but my nurse, Asatu, got nervous. She's a beautiful nurse from Africa. And I'm going to prepare her. She's not used to public speaking, so I'm going to have her do it privately. Then I'm going to bring her back. Right now, I'm going to bring on a man who I know is ready. He's a preacher. He's a survivalist. He is a local chairman. And he is but 25 years old, I think.
Yeah,
His
you
name,
got that.
he's Elijah Divine from Washington, D.C. He's the chairman of Washington, D.C. He meets every week near Howard University without fail. He's on community causes all the time. He's a survival specialist. He is a self-defense practitioner. I have to brag that he's one of my mentees. Okay. He's going to come on and do the survival class in terms of facing a mass shooter or a disaster. And I'm going to tell you that I'm making a motion. I'm going to be making a motion soon that Brother Elijah be the national youth representative for the new Black Panther Party. Because he's 25 years old. You see him in Dallas. You see him in Atlanta. You see him in New York. He national is as he national does. He's everywhere and he's on the ground all the time. He's 100% dedicated. And I want you to hear from him. And my last announcement will be about ranks on the sleeves. I got one last thing to say. That come June 18th, when we appear in the park, the new Black Panther Party, on June 18th and the Juneteenth weekend, when I put my uniform on, and we put our uniforms on, we will have no rankings on our uniform. I will not have 5 stars on my uniform, and I deserve to wear them, and I will not have them. No one will have 4 stars on, and the other commanders 3 stars on, and one had oak leaves, and yeah. You say, but it's in the manual, and you wrote the manual. I did write the manual, and I did put all of that insignia in the manual. And I got 20 years to see that right now we need to stop for a minute. It don't matter. As Khalid Muhammad taught me, the insignia don't matter. And I've seen so much over the years with competition over insignia, competition over rank, competition over title. I have seen that destroy our people and even destroy our organizations. One person want an insignia on their lapel bigger than the other one because he said he's more qualified or better or pissed off because one got more higher rank than him. These ranks and bars and all of that have caused a lot of confusion amongst us. Who got the highest title and the highest label have caused a lot of confusion. So I want to let you, on Juneteenth week, I will have nothing on my lapel. And we will have nothing on our lapel because we're all comrades, brothers and sisters in the struggle. You'll know me by my works, not by my insignia. And you know our officers by our works, not by our insignia. Because I'm working hard to create an atmosphere where we're not fighting each other over rankings and titles. I'm creating an atmosphere where we can all come together in unity. So I give to you now, and I turn the floor over to the DC representative youth minister of the new Black Panther Party in the DMV area, chairman, and probably the national youth minister of this party who will teach the survival class tonight, my young brother and mentee, Brother Elijah Divine. And I sign off and I say to you, Black Power.
Black power, black power, black power.
All right, peace, family. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay, black power. So I'm actually switching over to my iPhone so I can be a little bit mobile.
Yeah, we can hear a little echo from.
Give me one moment. All right, there we go. Can y'all hear me still?
Yeah, now it's clear.
Okay, black power. I'm not going to be long. I really don't like to practice having people around for too long. I just want to be as solid as possible when it comes down to the information that I give. I have the honor to be present with a lot of legendary figures that Baba Malik was mentioning. First and foremost, I want to thank y'all for giving me an opportunity to shine as the youth. I'll let y'all know now, I have a lot to still learn, and I always will accept guidance as long as it's in the best interest of solutions and healing versus, people feeling a sense of ego, pride, and things of that nature, which I don't believe ego and pride runs this conversation or this community, but I just have to say that in every meeting that I go in. Being in the DMV area, I know Brother Malik is still calling it DC chapter, but eventually we've evolved ourselves into the DMV chapter because DC, Maryland, and Virginia, the metropolitan area, is connected intrinsically by the Metro Rail. I don't know if any of you all have been to the DMV area before, but the DMV area is a unique area in which we have a federal area to deal with, which is DC, right? It's not a state. It's more of a city, but it's not even a city. It's a district. Then you have Maryland, a I'll say medium-sized area, one of the first slave states. And then you have Virginia, which, if I'm correct, was the first slave state and one of the hardest ones to let go of forms of slavery and lynching and things of that nature. So I kind of live in a unique environment to where gun laws and different things of that nature fluctuate quite frequently, especially in Maryland. You damn near have to be a business owner to carry a firearm. I'm still in the process of getting myself properly capable of carrying a firearm, and I'm working on that process as I speak. But in the meantime, in between time, I want to speak more so to knowing your role as a brother who it's earlier when I first came in was saying, was talking on role. Ego, he was saying, strategically, we must know that we play different roles, we play different positions, and I have no authority or power to try to play your position better than you. I'll be foolish to do so. So part of survival is knowing your role. I'll be a fool to jump out here and act like I'm a weapons specialist when I have weapons specialists in front of me on this live, in front of this conversation, because y'all have that's your job, that's your duty. I'll be overstepping my duties. I'll be overstepping my job. I'll be a fool to act like I'll be a fool. Yes, we can hear you. I'll be a fool to act like I'm the most professional person when it comes down to tending to a wound. Do I need to know general knowledge or knowledge to get someone through to where they can make it to a hospital? Yes. But do I know that masterfully as if that is my expertise? No. Sometimes we practice certain things, at least in the youth time now, like my generation, 25 and under. And sometimes it's 30 and under, but primarily I'll speak about 25 and under. We try to do so many different things where we spread ourselves thin because we fail to master one thing at a time. So I know one thing that I'm mastering is becoming more and more thing is becoming a leader, becoming someone that can evoke emotion, evoke movement, and evoke logistical thought out of people, and also being able to control said emotions and have what we call emotional intelligence. because in times like this, we grieve heavy. In times like this, we think with our hearts, which you're supposed to. But in times like this, oftentimes we may not think as concentrated and strategic as we need to. Now, with the assistance of military experts, I can go a great further deal. But as far as where it comes down to my youth, right? Because I remember I was in the Freddie Gray riot when that was taking place. Ironically, one of my close friends was cousins with Freddie Gray. And I remember during my time in college, I went over to the Freddie Gray riots, and literally they was destroying CBS, they was destroying the community, they were destroying everything around them. And of course, many people were saying, well, this is the community that you live in, so why would you therefore destroy your community? But how can you guide a person whose heart is completely overrun and overcome with emotion? First things first is mental health, and being able to have sound judgment and sound mental health and sound bandwidth to even be able to comprehend the circumstances that you're in. Was able to know the position that you're in, being able to comprehend the circumstances that you're living in, and the rules of engagement, because you can't engage everybody, talk to everybody the same way. You can't talk everybody out of every situation. You can't calm everybody down the same way you will calm someone else down. So sometimes you got to know when it's best to what they call retreat or back away or live the fight another day. But that comes with situational awareness. I'm just going to show some of the stuff that I have in one of my bug out bags. I recently moved, and when I moved, I brought one specific bug out bag with me. The other one is back at home with my family, to where I think each person in their family is supposed to have some form of bug out bags. Now, this bug out bag is specifically thing, and I'm always open to other things that can be added to my bag from the elders. So if the specialists and the elders don't mind adding things in the chat, add to my bag, I'm always open for that. But as of right now, this is specific to me. Some of the things that I have laid out on this floor in front of me also comes just strictly and straight out of my vehicle, because my vehicle is my main means of transportation. Do I have a bicycle? Yes. No, yes. Still getting in shape? Yes. Am I consistently trying to push myself to go farther and farther? Yes. I ran 4 miles yesterday. The day before yesterday, I ran 3 miles, trying to build up my endurance. Have you ran with your bug out bag? Have you ran with the thing that's supposed to protect you to get you to? If the answer is no, then that means you're already doing yourself a disservice. Now, the reason why I'm saying that this bag is specific to me is because literally this I have, and you know you're should say there. But when it comes down to knowing your role, when it comes down to knowing your lifestyle, when it comes down to knowing your health, you know, some things you know are specific to you that you should apply to yourself. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn around my camera. I'm gonna go over some of the different things that I have present here. All of these things are present in one specific bag. Well, things that you can know can logistically fit in a bag. I'm not telling that I got 12 gauge fitting in a bag, but it's there on the floor as well. So I will go over some of this information real briefly. And then of course I'm open for more conversation going on in the back end on the chat, so that I can have better guidance from those that are more experienced than me, because I don't know everything. All I know is what I know. And I'm willing to learn more. I've recently been mentoring Howard students after Howard had the protest back in October and November, and I stayed down with them for a month during their time of protest, camped out due to unfair housing, things of that nature. I have since every Thursday met with a multitude of Howard students, also brought them onto a Black-owned farm practice, shooting down range. We practice working on the farm, getting our hands dirty, doing some fitness, and also having these very serious conversations, because just a few months ago, the Howard students were being threatened with bomb threats, and other HBCUs were also being threatened with bomb threats. I don't know if y'all remember that, but a few months ago, literally our youth were being threatened with bomb threats. Then you fast forward a couple of days ago and what happened in Buffalo. But during that time, when I was meeting with the Howard students, I was having a very serious conversation with them about preparing a bug out bag. I had my minister of defense with me as well, which is a brother named Chris Ross, he's my specialist and he was teaching me other things to have, and he brought his bag out as well. But we were sitting down breaking down the different things that we need, and I was saying that this should be mandatory for every student that is on that campus to have at least one bag, one for class and one for what's it called, the get the fuck kit or GTF kit, or what they call a bug out bag, when you're bugging out, when you're leaving the home or the place that you consider to be safe. Some people just bug in, and that's okay, but you also want to be able to know when it's time to leave. So we was teaching that to the students. Right now we're in the process of working on being able to give each one of the students that come to our meeting their own personal bag, and aside from that, having them to be qualified to learn how to teach other students to then do the same and duplicate the process, because it should be at no point in time where they feel unsafe on their own place where in which they reside, where someone would threaten them and they will go and run and hide for shelter, and none of the men or none of the able-bodied women will come out to be security. But that was the case, and that's the same case that we're talking about with Buffalo. Okay. So what I'm gonna do right now is see if I can turn around this camera, and I'm gonna show you some of the few things that I have, and we're gonna discuss. All right. Is that blurry? Let me see. Let me cut off that blurry. Okay. So as you can see, I am currently standing in a closet because this is my closet. You know, they call this the prayer closet because I do pray in this closet, but it's also supposed to be a closet to get you ready for whatever you need to get ready for, right? It's not just for clothes. Now, I don't mind showing this to you all because, like Brother Desert Eagle was saying, you know, it is what it is. I should be able to trust y'all enough to know that you would not be someone who would be planning against me. If you do, well, damn, at least I know I didn't show you everything. But, you know, God forbid that is the case. This is the bag that I primarily carry with me. This is considered my bug out bag. It has multiple pockets, multiple layers. Could it be improved? Yes. Do I buying a big, not necessarily a bigger one, but a more durable one? Yes. So there's a pocket right here, a pocket right here in the front. Got an extra shirt in here, extra hat. Got some undergarments in there. And most of it is empty because I emptied out the contents, but it has different things where it has multiple different layers, pockets, and holes that you can carry everything. It's relatively deep as well. You want a bag that can carry multi-purpose, right? A practical bag. How practical is your bug out bag? Because you want to carry it like your everyday carry. Brother Chris Ross talks about how he has plate carriers in his bag. In this specific bag as well, I personally carriers yet. I have where I will be purchasing them, and when I do purchase them, they will be a part of my everyday carry. And I will train with that as an everyday carry because you never know when something might happen. So this hole right here in the back of my bag could double as a plate carrier right there. So say it's on my back, this is against my back. If someone is shooting directly towards my back, prayerfully, it will be able to cover enough of my back to where, you know, I might have to duck, I might have to do what I have to do, but at least I know the majority of my body is covered. I don't want to say that a lot of people don't know how to shoot because I myself am not a master shooter. But from what I hear about master shooters, many people do not aim for the head enough. So meaning they're more than likely going to aim for your body. Don't count on that, but at least you have another line of protection for your body. As you can see, this bag has multiple straps, multiple clips to be hoisted on your body, or to, I would say, secure body. So if you have to run with it, your bag is not flopping all over the place. It's adjustable to your body, your size, your mass, and that'll be able to assist you in your endeavor. Now, there are much better bags and greater bags out there. I tell you to pursue your own bag. This bag is currently within my budget. Am I expanding my budget? Yes. And that's another conversation. You know, I don't want to always say buy in your budget because sometimes our budget can get us killed. But we should always try to aim to be expensive in things that are practical and things that matter. Okay, so what I have here, and this was more so like my winter bug out, but it still gets cold in certain places at night. You never know where you might end up. A hat, a little wool hat. I had a hat already in the bag, but it's okay to have a secondary. It's a little wool hat in order to cover me up. Little gloves right here as well. A small scarf, okay? A belt. A belt can be used for multi-purpose reasons. Of course, it can secure your pants. Too many young brothers out here sagging their pants, walking around. How are you supposed to protect anybody if you can't even keep your pants above your waist? And this is coming from a 25-year-old dude, right? But still, at the same time, belts are pretty practical, right? Suppose you do have to secure a wound that's gushing out, and you have to literally try to close off that circulation of where the blood is flowing up. You have a belt that can help you do that. This is a miniature first aid kit right here. It has first aid guide. It has 20 bandages, 15 bandages, 1 sterile gauge, pads. I don't know if y'all can see that. Adhesive tape roll, antiseptic towelettes, 1 sting relief pad. This is a 45 piece. This small little thing right here, 45 pieces in there. Couple of inches, pretty large. I believe there's 2 in this pack. I also have a fire starter kit right here, a couple of flashlights, a couple of small candles. I have a flashlight right here, have the batteries right here. I guess I'm gonna go circle around. I have a shovel. Now, this was mainly my winter kit, but the shovel still can serve its purpose, right? It's a shovel, but it also has some sharp ridges on the side. Again, I have seen better versions of this. Do I recommend this for a starter pack? Sure. I just want you to get the idea of at least where the young chairman is starting, but where the seasoned vet might already be eons ahead of me. But it's just the thought that counts as of right now in terms of teaching, right? So the shovel, of course, you know, say you're living in the forest because you had to leave civilization. Let's say civilization crashes, you have to go off and live upon land, and you don't want to be tracked by your feces because you know you have to get rid of waste. Well, you can use a shovel to start shoveling something simple as shoveling your waste away. Or say you are driving and you have a vehicle that's considered your overland vehicle and you get stuck in some mud. Well, shovels can help you get out of the mud in certain instances. Your floor mat is supposed to be able to do the same, but you know, as many things that you can have to assist you are better, as long as it can fit practically in your carrying bag. I have 3 different types of knives, present at least, I should say. I have one right here. You can carry it on your belt, on your waist, and you can also conceal it. It's technically a legal knife in terms of size-wise, in terms of the inches. This also is a good carver one. This is my little flashy knife. I don't recommend anybody be flashy. This is just something I always had. Okay, go ahead and close that up. Give me one moment. And this is one of the knives that you want somebody to get up off you with. Of course, each one you should be capable of using to get somebody up off you. But this one should be better in terms of sharpness as well as being able to pull out quickly and defend yourself with. Okay, making my way. So we're on this side of town. I have a nightstick. As you can see, it's a retractable nightstick. Go ahead and take it out of the wrapper. It can go on your waist. It can go on your hip. You might have to break somebody's bone. You might have to get somebody away from you, keep them at a distance, or sometimes you might just have to scare somebody off, but it all depends on your circumstances. Okay, this is a home defender. Okay, it's a 12 gauge model 88 Maverick. Okay, 12 gauge. It is not loaded. I will not have a loaded firearm for presentation or for display. Have I used it? Yes, I have used it. Have I trained with it? Yes, I have trained with it. Do I need to train with other weapons? Yes, I need to train with other weapons. Is this my primary weapon? Sure, let's go for that as of now while I am in the house. But are there better weapons that can help you defend your house as well? Yes, and that is for the specialist to discuss with you all. I am not a weapon specialist. I am just displaying some of the things that you can have that will help you and assist you. Okay, this is for when you're on the road, when you're traveling. Now, I wouldn't go for one that has this goofy setup. However, I will say that I don't know if you're familiar with this or not, any of you all. but of course, this is supposed to block out the sun when you're in your car. Now, my car has tents. I don't recommend anyone that is uncomfortable with driving with tents on their vehicle because it is known to be illegal. I've never personally had problems with my tents, and I had over 5 cars, and each one of them cars had 5% tents on it. I never got pulled over for my tents. I would not recommend you to follow my route. However, having tents can conceal you in certain instances and also give you an opportunity to pull over on the side of the road or a truck stop and be able to have concealment and rest for the night if you're on the road. This can also help conceal your front. The reason why I wouldn't recommend someone having something obvious is like colorful mustaches, because okay, look, I just saw a car with colorful mustaches. That's identifiable, excuse me. Or it's based off of one's logic, right? Someone also will say that's a non-assuming car because it got little colorful mustaches. Personally, I would not recommend it. I do have another one in my vehicle as well, but this is for example purposes.
Seems like we lost the brother. Let's give him a few moments to join back up. Brother Devon, you there? Brother Devon, come in. Elijah Devon. His phone must have died or something. Come back on in, brother. There he goes.
All right, I'm back. Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know what just happened right there. I cut out. Okay. Give me one moment. Let me go ahead and mute that other line as well. All right. Okay. So, like I was saying, to the far left that we have here, as you can see, this is a tripod. Okay. Very simple. I carry this in another bag other than my book bag. You don't want anything protruding out of your book bag to make you an obvious person, which kind of goes back to another point I was saying about kind of concealment and blending in as well. What many of people will consider a gray man. Being a gray man, and I'm gonna mention that a few times in this conversation, being a gray man can definitely help you in terms of your concealment as well. So even that book bag that I have and the color that I have with the book bag and the fatigue nature of it, that might not even be practical for you if you're trying to conceal yourself. I have multiple other bags that I can utilize that I have utilized in a similar facet. And when I upgrade my bag, I probably will have it in a very bland, either gray or black color, straight, no design or anything. There will be a dead giveaway that you are trying to protect yourself or potentially pursue someone, because you want to be able to blend in as much as possible in events of crisis. You don't want to stick out like a sore thumb. So this is also something that I've acquired over my years. I do photography on the side. when I started my business. In a part of photography, you have to have a tripod that you can mount your camera on. Why does that matter, Elijah? Well, let's say you have to leave your location, house, your camp, wherever you might seek or set up your location at for safety. Well, you want to have something that can monitor your camp. This is just one example. You have the ring lights. You have the examples of the GoPros. You have things that can be better concealed. But if you want more of that overt concealment that you don't mind, you could prop this up in a tree. I have propped this up in a tree for some of my shoots when I was staying at Howard and we was on the campus, but we was camping out on the campus. I also had this out in certain positions of the campus with my camera, taking shots and making certain directions. You can also remotely look at your cameras on your phone. So say I had was a Canon T6 and a Canon T7. I had it hooked up to here, right here, which is a type of camera. Having it hooked up and mounted on the front, I can view that camera from my cellular device at a certain range away. So do that as you will with that information. But of course, surveillance is a very key part about becoming safe and making sure that you're taken care of in certain situations of crisis, which kind of goes hand in hand with situational awareness and knowing what it means to be sharp at all points, knowing how to cover your ground, covering the person that's supposed to be with you ground, and having them do the same for you. Again, I know my limitations and I know what I've mastered. And there are many things that I'm speaking on right now that people have mastered greater than I have. However, I also know my role. And sometimes it takes someone such as myself to vocalize or verbalize to start the conversation that will lead to those specialists then taking you under their wing and teaching you. So I may be speaking on something that I know that is specific to someone, that's specific to field, specific to their mastery, but they may not be that comfortable speaking in front of the public. So therefore, I'm saying this so they can too reach out to me as well as reach out to you, expand community. What goes hand in hand with that camera that I have is also this light setup. Now, the lighting setup is when exactly what you think it is to give you light when you're in certain situations of darkness. Now, I don't have my generator in this room with me because like I said, I recently moved. So technically I'm in a bad situation if all the power was to go out and a complete grid was to shut down. I do have battery powered things. However, a generator, portable generators or solar power generators to be specific, may give you better usage of electricity on the go and on situations where you need to be on the move. This, of course, plugs into an outlet. They do have generators that have outlet plugs as well. You can charge it right up in the sun. You would need light. Sometimes it might be best to use a quick light that you can cut on and cut off versus burning a fire at night or burning a fire in a home that has no heat and things of that nature. Now, you might have to burn a fire while you're in a home with no heat, but that's kind of why we have the emergency security blankets and things and survival blankets and things of that nature. But the reason why I'm saying it's important to have such small things, such like an actual lamp setup, or I should say a light setup altogether, which lanterns do the trick as well, is because you can easily break it down. You can carry it with you as well. It's not as bulky as it would be if you was carrying literally a lantern around everywhere. And then opposed to having a fire lit, the fire, of course, creates smoke. The smoke creates smell. The smell can draw other people. A light can draw other people as well. That's kind of why you have an umbrella that comes with the light. I've utilized it in multiple instances. If you was to angle this blacked out umbrella in certain directions, and this is just from a photography standpoint, you can then, in some instances, block out the direction of the light in which the light is physically pointing in. And wherever you want the light to shine, it then will emit the light in that specific direction. Let me move over, kind of moving back to the middle ground. I also have a handheld radio. I admit this is not the best radio. Am I upgrading my radio? Yes. Am I upgrading my radio with comrades that are in arms, my brothers and sisters that are in arms, and those that are part of my security here at home front? Of course. Will we run on our own channels that we need to have ran? Of course. Are there also that I personally know that I believe you might know as well that can program this specifically to be on certain channels where it will be unbothered or untapped? Yes, there are. You get one that knows radio waves and radio frequencies. This is I don't want to say a poor example, but it's a small example. give you an example, because there are other things that are better. But this is just to say that we always need to be in communication with each other if our cellular devices no longer function, because my generation literally relies on our cell phones to a T, and other generations have caught on to doing the same. But at least y'all have the years of not experiencing technology at such an advanced rate to where you can actually do things like read a map, like know how to tell where civilization is, and follow different things like following the North Star, navigation, different things of that nature that really matters in times of crisis. However, our people, and I'm specifically talking about my generation in terms of our people, are behind because we rely so much on high level technology to tell us what to do. Siri don't give a fuck about you if you're in a certain situation. Siri will leave your ass to die. And because, I mean, Siri got a white ass voice. I'm just saying, man. I've never really heard a black Siri, but I'm not going to go on on that tangent. All right, move forward. We have a mask right here. I have a couple of masks away as well, but this is my black mask. I've worn this mask many a times. Have I ever caught COVID with this mask? God forbid. No. The reason why I enjoy this mask is because it's black. It's a little bit more concealing than wearing that obvious blue mask, and having something that can literally show something on your face. So imagine someone having on shades, having on a black toboggan, having on a hood, and having on this mask. You concealed at least 90% of your face by having something that can cover up your face. Because again, going back to technology, we're in a time where we're constantly in a police state, and we have things that are going on where we're behind enemy lines. So sometimes facial recognition, especially on our phones, facial recognition can have us in a bad situation at a bad given time. Okay. So sometimes you might have to conceal your mask in certain situations. You might become enemy of the state, as we already are, but we talk about further. Right. And they might be hunting you down after martial law has went into place, and different things of that nature or similar have went into place and went into effect. So you want different things like concealment mask. And as I showed the toboggan earlier, and there are better examples, but these are examples to begin with. Nothing's harmful or bad about carrying a lock as well as a key with the lock. And you see it's a spare key. So you might not want to be the only one holding the keys to the lock, unless you only. But sometimes a lock can come in great handy, especially if you have to leave a camp or you have to leave a certain location and you plan to come back to it. That lock may come in handy. You might have to conceal some things that you consider valuable. And when we talk about valuable things, you talk about things that might have to take place in a bartering system. Right now, it's not unknown to the common man and the common woman that we're currently in a recession. Look at the damn gas prices. We are clearly in a recession. Now, I was young as hell in 2008, but I still felt the impact of 2008 when the first economic crisis took place. And when the and when the economic crisis took place, what happened? People were there to fend for themselves. Hell, I got a better example. When 2020 first happened and motherfuckers was fighting over toilet paper, you know what might happen in a system where things will go even further worse when we have less supplies that we thought that we would have had a nice amount of before things hit the fan. So that means that we really need to do our due diligence, start stockpiling on many things to keep us safe. Unfortunately, in Buffalo, these brothers and sisters were in the grocery store when they got gunned down. So they was partially doing their due diligence, meaning it can happen anywhere. But imagine if the system was to crash, or a racial war, a complete guerrilla racial war was to break out tomorrow. They will be hunting us down or attempting to hunt us down in every area, in every aspect, meaning we have to be ready to learn how to barter. We must be ready to learn how to exchange things of value other than what money may not buy you. We also have to be ready to know that your enemy can take many forms. It can look many ways. So it's okay to secure your stuff and lock some of your stuff up, but you also have to keep your wits about yourself and ask yourself, can you practically return to this item? Do you really care that much to return to something? Are you okay with letting stuff go? Hand sanitizer. Can't go wrong with hand sanitizer. This is, as you can see, a CPR face shield. For my certified CPR brothers and sisters out there, save somebody's life. CPR face shield. I'm not going to open it up, but you can purchase this online. The CPR face shield. Basically, it protects your face, protects your lips, protects your mouth from making direct contact with someone that you're trying to save. Unfortunately, we have another pandemic and epidemic going on out in the Black community heavily, which is the drug pandemic and epidemic. It's been going on for a long time. Right now, a lot of the youth are strung out on fentanyl. Fentanyl is very lethal. Literally, you can die from a hit of fentanyl that is much smaller than the size of a penny. It doesn't take much. But you also have to realize if you're trying to resuscitate or save somebody's life, you too run the risk of catching something or run the risk of taking or inhaling whatever toxins or drugs that someone has whiffed or inhaled. This is a small example, but this is activated charcoal. Has so many different healing properties to it. But in this specific case, I use it to polish my teeth, to brush my teeth, right? Freshen your breath. You can also use it to purify water as well if you need to. If you're living off the land, use activated charcoal. It can help purify your water if you use it through a filtration system or you create a filtration system, which goes to my next point. This is a portable shower. Literally, it's a portable shower. This is the head right here of the shower. You fill it up right here, and then it filters down as such. I'm not going to open half the stuff. I'm not going to open completely because I believe most of y'all know. But just for the conversation's sake, you can buy these off of Amazon. You can buy great ones. You can buy poor ones. Just read the reviews, please. Oftentimes, I see not enough people read the reviews about the things that they're using, and then they're upset when it breaks after one or two uses. So we have to ask ourselves, are these things practical for our own survival? Again, I'm kind of circling back to what I said earlier. For those heavy critiquers out there, this is my specific bag for my specific circumstances. Can it improve? Yes, but also cater to your bag the way you must cater to your bag. I have eczema, severe eczema, so I need to have a personal shower. Unfortunately, like our Army and military strong brothers and sisters out there, I don't know if I can go months without showering too bad. Really, I don't think so. So I have to overly pack or overly prepare for those type of situations because I can't say if I would not be in that situation or not. I prefer not to, but prefaces don't matter when it comes down to circumstances. All right, so we got flexible fabric band-aids right here, butterfly closures. We got the triangular bandage. What's this right here? We got the sterile 2 bandages right here. I mean, we got it all here. We got odor eliminator, room spray, because you don't want to smell like funk all day long. People can track your scent. Now, people can track this too, but I've used this on multiple occasions. The smell does not linger that long. Now, I will also mention this as well, because you never know what someone is tracking you with. They might have a damn dog. So, you use this with discretion and within reason. If you're living in the woods or somewhere, why would you spray something that smells nice? You might attract it, God knows what. But if you're living in a condition where it's like a home or something where you're trying to hunker down in, you might want to have this because, that smell can get to you, eventually become sick, become nauseous to your stomach and fall ill based off of smells and wretched smells and horrid smells. I mean, this is just basic grooming, a hairbrush, toothbrush, some extra toothpaste just in case the charcoal runs out, antibacterial wipes. I mean, the basic necessities, but you'll be surprised how many people forget about these different type of things and they go on getting ill and getting sick because they didn't tend to themselves in basic ways, deodorant, things of that nature. As you can see, I have Uno cards because you might have kids. You might have kids that you're dealing with. I don't have kids yet. Knock on wood, I don't have them yet. But damn, if I did have kids, or if you are moving and making a maneuver with kids, because what happened at Buffalo, that kids very much so were in that shopping center. You know what I mean? So if you are hunkering down and you want your kids to potentially be quiet or be occupied because of the attention spans, and this is good for adults too, y'all might want the spades. Y'all might want to bring the other type of card games and things of that nature. The reason why I picked Uno is because that's a personal preference. It's a fun game to play. And then also, you can then use these cards, and you can use other cards too. Suppose you all in your direct community came together and said, hey, look, I'm going to utilize this card as a reference point or a form of communication, right? 7 means what? 7, they go to heaven or some shit. Like you get what I'm saying? Like language. You use this as a form of communication with your people. So if we universally in our tribe agree that if I put down a 7 card and I literally move 3 rooms or 3 yards or whatever the case may be, I know that 7 can represent that, oh snap, something's going on. It's not safe. Little things like that can go a long way. Little forms of communication such as that can go a long way. Okay. So Uno cards are not just for playing games. Sometimes they can be used to give messages onto your people after you all have agreed upon forms of messages that work, communication that work, that are very subtle that other people might not catch on to. Okay. This goes back to what I was saying earlier about bartering, but as well as things you can use to take care of yourself. This is Neutral Life. I'm not branded by them. I'm not trying to market them. This is just something that I have in my bag personally. These are dietary supplements. These supplements are supposed to help take care of you, because you would need supplements while you're on the go. You want to stay healthy. You want to stay nutritious. You might not be able to go pick up your daggone McDevils. You might not be able to go to all these different places like all the, man, look, you might not be able to even go buy apples and things of that nature. Again, I keep saying that these brothers and sisters were at a shopping store, so that stuff matters. So you might have to get on-the-go supplements and things like that. It's called the Perfect Pack. That has so many different levels of packs and different vitamins in each pack. One is for day, one is for night. That is Benadryl on the top because someone might get ill. Someone might get sick while you're on the way, and you might have to put them down for a couple of hours instead of having them try to chug through their illness and sickness. Benadryl usually does the trick. If it's severe, then you might have to find or seek someone that is professionally and clinically inclined to assist them. But Benadryl sometimes does the trick. Okay? Quaker oatmeal. These are all examples. Quaker oatmeal could be good as a barter. You want to think about shelf life of food as you're moving and maneuvering with different forms of food. Or if you're hunkering down, you want to think about shelf life. You want to think about things that people will consider tasty or things that can be used to barter with as well in extreme conditions, but that can come in your favor. This is the rest of that kit. I had everything over here is actually packed neatly in this kit. I will not take everything out, but these are more first aid things. I got it from AAA, okay? If you need anything, I'm in Maryland. If anyone's close to Maryland or you do have your local AAA, I implore you to go to your local AAA and look at aid kits. I personally work for AAA. I know their first aid kits. That's why I have some of the stuff on display. I went to AAA. Now, could it be costly? It depends on your own budget. But again, like I said, you don't want to be skimp on taking care of yourself, okay? So don't be shy away from going to AAA. AAA has a lot of great resources for survival. It's not just about roadside assistance with them. Learn their ways. Learn what the fuck they doing there. Learn with the Caucasians and why they're moving the way they're moving in these certain spaces such as AAA. Because if you learn from the enemy and not be taught by the enemy, but learn from the enemy and learn their ways, you can learn how to counteract or maneuver against it if you need be. These are some standard boots, because you might have to wear some standard boots. You might have to get dirty, okay? Now these boots, they've been through some mud, they've been through some woods, they've been through some things and they held up, okay? I also got some running shoes because you might not running on boots for days on days while your feet start getting beat up. Running shoes, real simple. I'm working on getting an all black pair. Now, this is my personal design. This is my personal shoe. I have my own shoe brand. I have my own shoe deal. I'm getting to work with Malik on releasing shoes for the Panthers directly so we can have more of a relaxed uniform look instead of just having always the boots. And then that's about it. So I do have my own shoe line, but I'm talking about doing an all black version of this because it's better, again, to be that gray man or that straw man, being able to blend into said environment. Let's see. I don't know if you all recall, at least in Maryland, it was 92 degrees this weekend. So you might not want to walk around with a hoodie. So again, this is a regular t-shirt. I'm working on getting more breathable tech, breathable clothing. masters in terms of getting clothes that are practical as well, Kevlar and things of that nature. It might be a little bit more weighted, but if we're talking about really raising the level of the seriousness, we need to start making and having clothes that are aligned with things to protect us and not just having the book bag that will protect us. For example, suit jackets that are bulletproof, having t-shirts or like dress shirts that are lined with Kevlar and that type of technology that can protect you at least for a certain amount of time to protect you from certain circumstances. But in the meantime, it's a regular t-shirt, regular sweatpants, just so I can maneuver if I need to. I'm getting ready to close out, and I guess I want some of the elders to guide me and speak on the information that I've spoke, well as assist me in things that I can learn, and because that's the only way I can grow. The book that I have right beside this Uno card is a book that I'm currently reading, Broken Windows and Broken Business. I'm not recommending the book. I'm recommending that you read on your downtime. Most of you all are scholars, but I still have to reiterate it, especially if we're still on live, that reading is literally fundamental in terms of stimulating your sight, learning the way other people think, and also learning how to become more calculated in your decision making. I cannot stress that enough. We become complacent. We're not reading and not educating ourselves. You don't always have to read a pro-black Black Power book all the time. You could just read some general things that you might need to know that you might have skipped out on in grade school. It happens. Humble yourself, okay? Sometimes we forget certain basic things, basic necessities that we need in life, and we become too prideful to say, hey, look, hey, I'm a grown-ass man, and I read at a third grade level. Well, you don't have to rate that. All you have to do is just pick up a book and start reading. The reason why I'm reading this specific book, Broken Windows and Broken Business, because this specific book is teaching me about changing some of my everyday small habits in order to be able to build better business. But it's not about building better business. It's all about building better practical lifestyles and decisions and being very critical of the way I function, the way people perceive me, the way I am received matters. The way people perceive you matters. That's why I was mentioning all man earlier, because the way people perceive you as a threat or perceive you as a weakness or perceive you as someone that they don't want to fuck with. Who knows? But reading a book like this can help you kind of gain wisdom. You use wisdom as a universal thing. Information is universal. It is no longer just given to those that have the access to it. You can read ebooks and things of that nature as well. Everyday gloves, just for everyday night. If you got to get dirty, you have to get dirty. Sometimes you want to use gloves to hide your fingerprints, to hide things of that nature. Gloves, of course, have multi-purposes, okay? A notebook, a journal. Again, you can leave notes similar to you leaving the Uno, but a notebook and journal can help you literally document what took place. I don't have to go on a tangent to tell y'all how these schools are taking away critical race theory intentionally, how these schools are not trying to teach our youth and the white youth about the power of Black people. I don't have to go into depth about that. I don't have to go into depth about the significance and the importance of Black scholars and Black minds and those that are willing to document their own journey. In times of war, there always has to be 1, 2, or 3 more people that are willing to document what is going on so that the victor will always be able to tell the story. But we know that sometimes we lose out in wars, so you better damn well tell that story until you're gone. I know my role, my specific role as a leader, as what people would consider an activist, as a minister, as a preacher. I have to be well documented on things that take place. There are many things that have been prophesied before me, after me, things that have to be documented. Okay, the Bible was a documented range of events that took place, or someone said, "Oh shit, something's going on. Let me write it down." So don't be afraid to have a journal with you. Okay, that goes hand in hand with reading. Have a journal, document it. You can also document your next strategic moves on certain places, things of that nature, because as humans, our memory can only hold with so much. You don't want to force everything or rely everything on memory, because you might forget something that is very important and details matter. I'm getting ready to wrap up shortly. These are some of my maps. Again, I work for AAA. At AAA, we have free maps to our members. Free maps. It's no reason why you don't know how to use a map. It's not hard. If we need a map reading class, we can do that. And I definitely would want my elders to chime in more than just me. But maps, man, what more can I say? You know what I'm saying? The GPSs are literally carbon copies of a map. Artificial intelligence just trying to do what you're supposed to do your damn self. Okay. We need maps to be able to learn land, learn how to function on land, learn how practical it is to get from one point to another point without somebody else telling you, and know when you have to go another way that may not be thought about from your enemy. Okay. Look, man, look, if we're gonna call ourselves security-minded, militant, paramilitary, anything of that nature, we have to be willing to go above and beyond, even when it comes down to knowing the lay of the land of the places in which we're surveying, right? So that means literally doing reconnaissance around any building that you walk in. I don't care if you're in uniform or not. You need to know the building that you're walking in. You need to know if there's a potential threat coming from the front, the back, the side, or the rear. It's covered in some way, shape, or form. I watched some of the OGs that are on, like Brother O, Body by O. He's a phenomenal marksman. And that brother was literally walking into a grocery store and said how far it to get to his favorite spot in the grocery store. And then he went home and practiced shooting. That is because he's teaching what we need to learn furthermore. What range you might have to be in a situation. You never know what position you might be in. Maps are a prime example of being able to know different routes and different locations on a larger scale that can then impact your. I don't know if all of you are familiar with AAA and that AAA does things called triptychs. Triptychs are literally geographical, like they're kind of like GPSs on paper. So you can use it to guide you to a specific place. It'll show the exact hour that it'll take to get there. It'll also show you the amount of miles. I have a couple of triptychs at home, going straight to a safe house that I have with my family, and I also have other triptychs for other areas that I plan to go if shit hits the fan. You need to always have a contingency plan in case your first plan doesn't go well. You always need to have another emergency plan, an evacuation plan in case that plan does not go well. And that comes from mapping it out. That comes from planning it out. That comes from being intentional and learning and guiding yourself to think more than just 2 or 3 or 4 dimensions. We have to be multi-dimensional beings as we are. This is what I have to present to y'all today. I hope this is enough to present in front of the elders, as well as enough to present in front of those specialists. I appreciate y'all for giving me this time, for giving me this day. Most High for giving me life and giving me passion. And I pray that my passion will be met with counsel, and my passion will be met with wisdom from the elders, so I can go forth and teach the youth those things that the elders teach me, to then fuel my passion to become a better leader and teach the youth something that they need to learn, is to be better soldiers and be soldiers of self before soldiers of anyone else. Godspeed, Black power, Black love, and Black unity. Thank y'all for your time. Baba Mintu, I don't think we can hear you, Baba. Black Power, can y'all hear me?
Yep, we hear you.
Copy that. Well, I guess I'm just at the point where I'm open for solution-minded feedback. I'm open for feedback about what I just displayed and how can I improve it? How can I become better? I'm open for feedback. All right. Well, I guess no feedback. Well, if that's the case, then I will assume that I did well, that I presented myself well, that I presented information well, and that my I guess my survival tactics are sound. I will also, I guess, make some more phone calls as well so I can improve even better when I present them in the future. But I guess if there's no feedback, then thank y'all. I appreciate y'all for being a listening audience, and prayerfully y'all have learned something from me as I have learned something from you all. Black Power.
Black Power. Thank you, bro. You did very well.
Thank you. I'm not sure if Baba Malik had mentioned anything that was coming up after I spoke. Uh, is anyone informed of anything coming up or speaking, or anyone speaking, I should say, after myself? Brother Mintu, son, is anyone else coming onto the line to speak or anything of that nature? I don't know if Brother Mintu is still connected. Um, Anyone else have any closing remarks and closing thoughts about all of the things in which we discussed in this meeting? I know it was a bit lengthy, but it's important to have these type of conversations, no matter how lengthy, because at least we have more length compared to brothers and sisters that no longer are with us. So we carry out the wills and those things that those cannot do any longer. So does anyone else have any closing remarks or closing thoughts to bring to this conversation so that we can close out proper with our respective family? All right, family. Then I guess it's best to go ahead and close out. Um, I don't know if Brother Mintu, you still there? I don't know if his phone disconnected, but I want us to at least have a proper closeout. Can everyone come to the line briefly? Want to have a proper closeout. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and close it there. All for giving us life, for giving us the ability to move upward always and in all ways. Thank you for giving us the ability to breathe yet another second. Even though we may not be worthy, we know that your will be done. We continuously give thanks to those that have come before us in their journeys in their respective worlds, and where in their journeys and in their worlds they would not go in vain. May our ancestors speak to us in multiple ways that will teach us how to become better versions of who we are here at our time and in our time. As we move forward within our movement, within our emotions, within our lifestyles, we will know that we are doing this for a greater cause, greater than any organization, greater than any person, greater than any fiber of community that we thought that we were supposed to pay attention to, because we know that community only comes together with unity. So we thank you, Most High, for giving that to us. We thank you, Most High, for giving us the embodiment of what it means to be ferocious at a time when people are supposed to shut up. We thank the Most High for giving us the spirits of Harriet Tubman, the spirit of Nelson Mandela, the spirit of Nat Turner, the spirit of Medgar Evers, the spirit of many of people that came before us to teach us how to move and teach us how to be fearless. We thank you for giving us time and days to become wise and know that we seek counsel with the wise, and therefore we do not seek to be in counsel with the foolish, because we know the foolish will call us our downfall. We thank you for giving us the spiritual awareness to see what is going on. We thank you for brothers such as our elder. We give you thanks to brothers such as Malik Zulu Shabazz. We give thanks to all of the elders that are on the line, all those that come before me. I give thanks unto. We give thanks unto all those that come before them for giving us the opportunity to exist in the same space and time. We pray for peace and love in those that have unfortunately met their demise in a world that is so sick and sinister, done by the hands of those that are enemies and done by those that look like us and are supposed to be a friend. We pray that peace be unto the hearts and souls of many people that are grieving tonight, and that we know that grieving is a time and it's a place for, there's a time and a place for coming together, and it's a time and a place for separation. So we pray that you give us discernment to be able to clearly see when that time is supposed to take place. We pray that you give us clear notions and clear messages on when we're supposed to act and when we're supposed to move, the only way you know how to tell us. We thank you for tonight. Thank you for the day, and you all and all that you've been to us. May you forgive us for those that trespass and those we trespass against unknowingly, but may you give us the ability to protect ourselves against those that woefully and consciously trespass against us. Thank you, and all praise Most High for giving us all. Amen, Ashe, and amen. Black power, Black love, and Black unity. All right, peace, family. I'm going to go ahead and head on out. It's been a delight and it's been an honor to work amongst you and be in the presence of you all. And may we speak and meet again soon when the time is right, as has been made clear. May we meet and speak. Be safe out there and stay dangerous on your own journeys. Okay. All right. Peace. Peace.